Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. OMG. Listen, a word. I was sitting to my desk yesterday and I got flooded with a bunch of memories. And it's really like a part 2 of ignoring the signs. Ladies, gentlemen, when you ignore the signs, it will cost you. So originally I shared the story when I got arrested, right, for a CDV. And I was just sitting there thinking yesterday, I'm like, you know what? I was 21 years old. I pled guilty to something that really I was innocent. I was honestly innocent, but I was so young and I didn't ask any questions. I wanted everything to be over with. And that me pleading guilty, that just got on my record, and those things follow you for the rest of your life. And I realized that I really should have talked to someone. I really should have not pled guilty, because it just followed me. And what I realized is, when you don't know something, it's best to ask. And don't think you got to go through these things alone. A lot of times the shame just keeps us quiet. The shame kept me quiet for years. So 24 years later, I'm sharing my story of what I went through. And that wasn't the first incident. I found and I stayed with the person, right, for years later. And then the second incident, I was with someone and they, you know, I was the victim this time, right? And I found myself making excuses for what these people did to me, right? Feeling like that was the best that I can do, feeling like I deserved that, feeling like, you know, this is what happens because this is all I've seen, right? And so it's not. It's not. By any means is it okay for you to put your hands on anybody or somebody to put their hands on you. By any means is it ever okay, right? And those things follow me, right? There were jobs that I tried to get, and once they ran that background check, I couldn't get them. So think about that the next time you want to put your hands on somebody or you want to do something crazy. Just think about that, right? Now, the first incident, I didn't put my hands on anybody. I just broke the glasses, okay? And I caught the person cheating, and they framed me on the ground. And the reason why they arrested me, they told me that I provoked him. That's why they arrested me. And saying it now, it makes absolutely no sense. But when you know people that know people, you know how stuff is, right? Very good. So didn't know what I was pleading to, pled guilty to that. I'm telling you that guilt, me pleading guilty, put that on my record, and it followed me for years. And then I found myself in another situation where I was dating this guy, and apparently him and his baby mama wasn't they still had something going on. I don't know. Anyway, she claimed that I was riding by her job and I was harassing her. And I lied to you not. They came to my job. I was working at this place in Lugoff, and they came to my job. And those who worked there know that was the most embarrassing moment of my life. They came there and locked me up from Bishopville. It was this incident occurred in Bishopville. They came, or not an incident, right? Somebody just, you know, so mad, so pissed at somebody, you know. Whatever the case was going on, I had to leave that whole situation alone because it was just toxic and I didn't do anything, and I found myself constantly going to jail over and it all resulted. The bottom line was me making poor decisions with the people I chose to have in my life, right? So they came to my job, picked me up, locked me up. Not really locked me, but they locked me up. They had me sitting like I was sitting in the office for a little bit, and then they released me on a PR. Went to court about a month later. The person did not even show up. Was like riding around the parking lot like, ha. You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt. Anyway, I was able to get that expunged because she didn't show up, and it was not true, right? But do I get my time back? Do I get that me feeling embarrassed back? I don't get that back, right? And so the moral of this story, for me to share this to you, the moral of this story, ignoring the signs will cost you later. I'm telling you, it will cost you when you ignore the signs. God had me in this dry place. I was in this dry place for years, and he was using each person to teach me a lesson, but I never would pass the test. And when you don't pass the test, you will keep repeating the lesson. You will keep repeating that test. Okay, you ain't passed the test. Here you go again. Oh, you ain't passed the test. Oh, here you go again. You ain't passed the test. You're going to keep doing it. Then one day you're going to get tired. You're going to be like, God, like, what's going on? You're not passing the test. You got to pass the test. If you don't pass the test, guess what? You're going to keep repeating it. So from now on, I was like, you know what? I got to pass this test. So anything that happens in my life right now, I'm looking at like, oh God, I got to pass this test because I don't want to stay in the same spot for 20, 30 years. Again, I refuse to do that, right? You got to know your worth. And you got to love yourself and not accept these things. I accepted these things because I thought that's the best that I could do. I thought that this was the life because this is all I've seen. This is all I've known. And it's okay if a man hit you. It's okay if a man cheat on you. It's okay if a man lie to you. It's not. It's not. But that's what I've seen and that's what I was taught, right? New information requires new decisions. It is not okay. It's not okay for people to mistreat you. It's not okay for people to keep lying to you. It's not okay for people to keep cheating on you. There's somebody out there that God has just for you. You don't have to put up with nobody's hell or nobody's BS. Like you don't. I don't care who it is. You don't have to put up with that. I put up with that for years. That's why I'm so passionate with everything I talk about now because I live that life. Okay, and a lot of times we like, oh, nobody can't tell me nothing. People, it's the world against me and my man. They don't want us together. No, honey, they see what's around the corner, right? They see it. We've seen this story before. We know how the story ends. We're trying to help you stop your car from driving off the cliff, right? Think about it like that. The stuff I talk about, I want somebody to be like, who's ever in this situation, I want the light bulb to come on and be like, you know what? She right. Like, I don't want to live that life no more. I want different. I deserve more. I deserve better. Right? Because I didn't think I did. And that's why I stayed so long. And then, society has us conditioned to say, oh, we got to be married by this date. Oh, we got to have all these things by this timeline that who created, right? And so I stayed way too long because at the end of the day, all I wanted to do was to be married, right? I wanted somebody to see me. I wanted somebody to love me and keep choosing me every day, right? That's what I wanted. And then when I didn't get it, I didn't understand.